Deixa a galera gritar. Pra que eu não grite sozinho. Lambda. Que vergonha. Lambda, nerds! Bem-vindos ao Pressline, a World Premiere de Guardiões da Galáxia Volume 3. Sim, estamos aqui, Jovem Nerd, convidadíssimo para estar aqui vendo o filme pela primeira vez em Hollywood, direto do Dolby Theater, onde rola o Oscar, exatamente. E estou aqui, ó, na Pressline, que é aquela fila de jornalistas que a gente fica aqui fazendo perguntas às pessoas. Vamos ver quem a gente consegue pegar. Nem é sempre garantido que a gente consegue falar com todo mundo, mas eu tô aqui, ó, Jovem Nerd, tá aqui reservadinho pra gente. Vambora! Daniela, tudo bem? I have just one question.
What is it?
You have to matter. This is a serious character, tormented character. I love that rocket line. You just don't like the world the way that it is. And it resembles so much the world that we live in today. How important do you think is the message of, us seeing this character as a villain and fighting this type of ideas that he had?
I think what's amazing about this film is that it reminds us that we gotta take care of home to take care of the world. And the Guardians do that beautifully. They take care of each other, and by them, they're a symbol. And I think, thinking of my character in general, anyone who thinks they have the answer is dangerous.
Yes.
I'm not trying to conquer the universe. I'm perfecting it.
What do you think is the biggest challenge going into this huge Marvel Universe, huge sets, multi-million-dollar movie, or just going out in the street with Sacha Baron Cohen?
I'm here to give my daughter as a gift to someone close to the throne.
I think the fear is always the same, to not disappoint people, or at least for myself. Don't think I'm gonna disappoint people, but still, these people are geniuses, both Sacha and James Gunn, Marvel. For God's sake, this is a whole new universe and it's exceptional. So you have to prove yourself and you have to keep working hard, but at the same time, enjoy it.
Right.
And be a good human being.
Que prazer ver você em tantos filmes enormes agora.
Verdade. Eu não sei se posso falar dos outros, por isso vou só manter-me neste. Mas estou muito entusiasmada. Ainda não vi o filme, estou muito curiosa.
Have you experienced in the set that you would never imagine that you've seen, oh, this is a Marvel movie, all right?
Well, I think because our stuff was all mocap, we were all animated characters because we were doing Rocket's origin story. So one thing you don't realize is how much work and emotion goes into those scenes. Even when you're in animation, you're in mocap suits, you're in a studio, you're not on a real location,
right.
But the raw emotion that goes into those scenes, you really have to perform. It was hard to imagine because you think, how am I going to be a 20-foot walrus? I'm just there in a mocap suit with my flab hanging out. I'm like, but then you see the end finished product.
Wow.
It's so technical and they are masters at it.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm Star-Lord. I formed the Guardians, met a girl, fell in love.
He left out some important information, but that is the gist of it.
Karen, I am a little bit starstruck. I'm a hybrid fan. I'm since Doctor Who and then Marvel.
You're a Whovian.
I am a little bit.
Salut, bon, je suis Gabriel de Jovem Nerd. Enchanté.
Enchanté, Gabriel. On fait l'interview en français?
No, sorry, this is as far as my French gets. So.
I like your backdrop. It's cool. We're like matchy now.
It's so amazing that you, early in your career, you got to get into those massive fandoms, right? Do you feel like a difference of the fans, your Whovian fans, your Marvel fans, your hybrid fans, how do they get to you?
Oh, that's interesting. Do I feel a difference between the fandoms?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, actually. I think that Whovians are really, really passionate. And outside of the UK, it's a little bit more of a cult television show, and with a cult show, it's a bit, it's really passionate fan base. Marvel fans are also very passionate, but it's maybe slightly more mainstream. Mm-hmm. So I would say that I get recognized more for Nebula now, which is funny because I'm, blue and bald, but the fans who know.
Volume 3 is the closing of a cycle. So what lessons will you take from your time as Mantis to the rest of your career?
Oh my God, just being cast as Mantis changed my life, and made me a better actress also. I learned so much. I had so much fun working with the cast members, to work with the whole crew. I got the chance to create such, I think, a unique character. A bit weird, with comedy, with emotions, and with some action in this one as well. And it's been beautiful, beautiful journey.
Me conta a sua perspectiva de uma atriz portuguesa entrando nesse universo gigantesco de filmes, de super-heróis, com fãs no mundo inteiro. Como tem sido para você?
Tem sido ótimo, eu adoro, estou sempre atenta ao Twitter, estou sempre atenta aos fãs brasileiros, adoro ler as teorias que eles têm, quando eles começam a juntar as peças e a fazer teorias, e adoro, divirto-me imenso a ler os tweets e tudo mais.
Can't say how many hours of Red Dead Redemption I have.
I'm with Sadie Adler.
Hi, how are you? I'm a big Red Dead Redemption player.
I'm just trying to make sure that some of us survive, Arthur.
You have a secret role in this movie, right?
Yeah, I guess the secret's out now, but yeah, I do. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the name of the character, but I have a fun little exchange with Drax and Mantis.
We were gone for quite a while. But no matter what happens next, the galaxy still needs its guardians.
This may be the last opportunity to ask you this, so if you could pick one Marvel hero for Mantis to team up with, who would it be?
I don't know. I mean, I like Shuri is great. Like, maybe that would be fun. And she can be like super funny too, so maybe that would be a good team up, Oh, like a Marvel hero from another movie or from the same movie?
I was thinking about another movie, but if you want to see some of the Guardians again.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, I'd rather choose the Guardians. I love Karen in real life, so I would love to do a movie with her. It would be so fun, But she has to be nicer to me as the character, because otherwise I'm going to get mad,
I ask people and actors, they have to find a new voice for a character. Mm-hmm. So your voice, you find this voice, deep.
I love this impression of Nebula. Keep going. Do the rest of the interview like that.
But I love that. Were you briefed in finding a voice? Were you from the mirror trying different voices? How was it?
So I got the role in a Scottish accent. So Nebula was going to be a Scottish-sounding alien, and then James was like, actually, I'd like her to be American. So then I go to set for the first day of filming and was doing my thing, and then he was like, let's try to figure out how you're different from the other Guardians. Why don't you do an impression of Marilyn Monroe and Clint Eastwood together? And I was like, the same? Like, is that the same voice? He was like, yeah, that's the same voice. And I was like, is it? And then I looked it up and it is the same voice, this like breathy American voice. And that informed the whole character for me. It was an amazing note.
See, in this world, there's two kinds of people, my friend. Those with loaded guns and those who dig.
Yes, it's called How to Marry a Millionaire. It's also in CinemaScope.
As a child, my father would have Gamora and me battle one another in training.
How was this experience for you, coming into this huge Marvel universe and, being able to play a new thing there?
It's remarkable. I collected Marvel comics when I was a kid. I was lucky enough to work on Ant-Man and the Wasp, and that was, I thought, the beginning and the end of my time in the Marvel universe. But to get to come back and play this other role for James, it's amazing.
Nebula it grew on our hearts. So it started as a villain, and then you're part of the Guardians now. Yeah. So it's amazing, this arc of a character, becoming even more badass as time goes. And how is that for you?
I love that about the character. I feel so lucky that I got a character that just evolves so greatly over the course of 7 films. She's a different person now, in the best way. Like, she's been on this journey of healing and learning how to love herself and show love towards other people and feel worthy. And it's been, really interesting to play.
My sacred mission is to create the perfect society.
He didn't want to make things perfect. He just hated things the way they are.
And this new film introduces the High Evolutionary, Rocket's creator. So who's the shittiest father? The High Evolutionary, Thanos, or Ego?
Wait, who's the shittiest, Thanos or Ego? I mean, they're not great dads.
No.
No.
They're awful.
What do you think is the good answer? I don't know.
I don't know. They're pretty awful. I think that all of them is the correct answer because they're terrible.
They're terrible and selfish, and like, yeah, you don't want to die like that.
You must get a lot of lines back to you, the lines that you know
Yeah.
throughout the career. But I know that what you get the most now is
It's not right.
right. Yeah.
It's not ripe. Who would have thought that line of all the lines? Like, literally everybody asked me to write it on the Nebula Funko things while I sign them.
Right.
It's like, I don't know why that resonated so much, but people
But that
like
was
it.
an improv, right?
Yeah.
Right? I guess that you tap into a little bit of philosophy, right? It's not ripe. Maybe the best is yet to come, right? Something people
I like that
identify,
spin on
right?
it. I don't think I was that deep when I was improvising it. No, I just read in the script that there was like a couple of jokes prior about how the yarrow root wasn't ripe. And then Nebula was just supposed to take a bite out of it in that scene and then look cool, which would have worked great too. But then James in the moment was like, take a bite out of it and then spit it out like it's disgusting. And I was like, okay. And then I thought, oh, I could say it's not ripe again as a callback.
It's not ripe. I just want more Red Dead Redemption, and I just want you in it.
Listen, the actors are going to be the last ones to know if there's going to be more Red Dead. I would say I can't imagine that there won't be. I think the question is, who will Dutch be in it? And I certainly hope so. But it may be that they go to some other corner of it. But I don't imagine that the storyline's going to go
Whoever
away.
it was that you were in love with, it sounds more like her.
Her? That's ridiculous.
Do not
bring me into this.
Knock it off!
You were like in this underdog part, right? The good thing is you don't have like so big shoes to fill like with a Doctor Who companion. It's
Yeah.
such an established
Yes.
institution, right? I mean, nobody on the mainstream kind of knows this character, and whatever you put in there, it's gonna resonate. Did you feel that this difference of approaches between Amy Pond and Nebula in this matter?
I would say that I didn't feel a huge difference because playing Amy Pond, the Doctor's companion, she was a brand new character. So I still had to approach it the same way of like figuring out who this person is and how do I play this role. But you're right, you know, the companion role is very established and I've seen other actresses do it before. And so you sort of have to live up to expectations because they were all so brilliant before. Whereas with Nebula, no one had played Nebula before. So there was something less pressurizing about that. But I was really young when I played Amy Pond. So I had like the blind optimism of youth on my side. So I didn't feel any pressure. If I were to start Amy Pond now, I would be like, oh no, I can't do it.
Would you come back for more Marvel movies?
I don't know what's in the card for Mantis in the future. As Mantis, I've always played Mantis directed by James Gunn, with each word that I said was written by James Gunn, or when I worked on a different movie, it was always supervised by James Gunn, whatever the Guardians were doing. I feel such a strong connection with James that, I don't know, it feels like a little bit like, I don't know, it feels weird. We'll see. I love playing the character, but as of now, there's no plans to do more.
How was it for you working with James Gunn on this?
It was a joy. I worked with him on Peacemaker. He asked me to do this. He's one of the few directors that I don't think I even need to read what he wants me to do. If he asks me, I'll say yes, because I trust him as a creative, as an artist, and as a friend.
Ele é um gênio. Tipo, não podia ser mais fácil trabalhar com ele. Ele é o maior fã deste tipo de filmes. Ele sabe o que é que está a fazer, vem super preparado para o set e, de facto, torna o nosso trabalho muito, muito fácil e super divertido. Porque eu nem sinto que estou a trabalhar, sinceramente. Eu estou-me só a divertir e a admirá-lo e a aprender com ele.
Of everything, every amazing thing that you have done, what do you think will make Kevin Bacon most proud?
On my planet, there's a legend about people like you, a great hero named Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon?
Yeah.
I think that he would be proud. A Spice Girls book that I made.
What have I done in life that would make Kevin Bacon proud?
I'm gonna ask him. If I get a chance to ask him tonight, I'm gonna ask him straightforward. What can I do to make you proud of me?
I saw Footloose in the theaters.
Right, okay.
Because he's a bit of a heroic figure, I once in London, a girl fell onto the subway line, and I once jumped as the train was coming, jumped in and pulled her out. Yes.
Really?
That's a true story. So I think Kevin Bacon would be proud of that one. Yeah.
We're just like Kevin Bacon.
You know, I just talked to Kevin yesterday about because he can't come. He's in New York, so he couldn't come to screening. So I'll see him when I go to New York. But, listen, I think Kevin is our guiding light. Here's the thing about Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon is actually the world's nicest guy. Right. Like, of all big stars, he has no ego. He's totally down to earth. And so when Star-Lord talks about him being his hero, Kevin is my hero. Right. I really love that guy. He's just the best.
We love you, Kevin Bacon.
Bye, Kevin Bacon.
Bye, Kevin Bacon.
Bye,
Bacon.
We love you, Kevin Bacon.
And if you could add one song to this whole anthology of great songs in the Guardians mixtapes, what would that be?
Rage Against the Machine, Killing in the Name of.
I would probably say something by Queen.
Nice,
yeah. I mean, Bohemian Rhapsody. Imagine that.
My favorite song.
I haven't thought about that because the music that I'm actually listening is very European. I'm currently obsessed with French DJs called Acid Arab that are mixing with Middle Eastern music.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I would probably do Under Pressure by Queen.
Oh yeah, another Queen! Yeah, man, the best band ever.
Absolutely.
I love it. We need more Queen in the mixtape.
Absolutely.
Pessoal do Jovem Nerd, grande beijo, grande abraço e vejam os Guardiões da Galáxia.
We'll all fly away together. One last time. Into the forever.